playmaking offense from anyone other than the top two in the lineup, Ellie De La Cruz and Sal Stewart. They've been getting it from the catcher position, and that's been a two-headed horse, particularly since Jose Trevino came back. These numbers go back to June 14th when Trevino came off the injured list. Catcher ranks since then, third highest in average, fifth highest with an .835 OPS, and the 21 extra base hits are sixth most. And Trevino has been chipping in at that, and particularly off of tonight's starter for the Cardinals. Liberatore goes to the hill for the Birds, and Trevino 3 for 6, a double, and that home run right there. So with that in mind, Tito Francona putting both in the lineup. Trevino will be behind the plate, and this guy, Tyler Stevenson, the focus of our Kia player profile, first game as a designated hitter this season, and his numbers since the beginning of June, very good. 301 average, 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. He's raised his season average from 187 all the way to 245, and a lot of barrels along the way. Seems like they have a little extra juice in those spikes when Chase Burns goes to the hill. It is a Chase Burns night. He gets the ball next.
Chase is on the case again tonight. Last time out, Burns straight bullied the Marlins.
Chase Burns is what they say, cooking with grease.
That stuff will play.
He's been awfully good pitching here in Cincinnati.
This is known as a hitter's haven, but the burn rate is high when he's on the mound.
Domination, outstanding yet again.
Struck him out. Second time in the show, Chase Burns has fired 7 innings.
8 punch outs, not a single walk.
He is on.
Chase Burns was just outstanding.
And Lark, I thought your point near the end was paramount. First time in the big leagues, he went 7 and did not walk a single hitter.
Yeah, I think that talks a little bit to the mindset of Chase Burns. It's about challenging guys. Now, he certainly has the stuff to challenge guys, but you got to go out there and execute. And he has been very bullish in his approach to the game. And he's here. He's an all-star. He's been pitching like one. What is he going to do tonight?
He makes his first ever start against a divisional foe in the Cardinals. He saw them for 2 innings in relief when he had been moved to the bullpen last year. Cardinal lineup leading off J.J. Weatherholt, one of the worst in terms of contact since the All-Star break, was 0 for 5 yesterday. Ivan Herrera, Alec Burleson, Jordan Walker's a problem for the Reds and the league, a breakout year. Nathan Church, Mason Wynn coming off his first career 3 extra base hit performance. Brian Torres, Blaze Jordan, and catcher Jimmy Crooks. Ali Marmol's team has won 11 of 16. That ties them for the best record in the bigs going back to the start of the month. Oh, Burns and the Reds, who have dropped 4 of 5. He's often been a stopper. We'll see if he can handle this St. Louis lineup tonight. Underway. Weatherholt, since the break, hitting just 186. Dotted strike. Now he has worked his share of walks in that time. The on base is still in the 300s. Topped foul. This is the rare 5-game series. Twin Bill got things underway, making up a rainout from earlier in the year. Reds and Cardinals had a pair of games washed out in that initial series months ago here in Cincinnati. Reds need to win tonight and tomorrow to take the series. Bounced home by Burns. His last time out, Lark, everything played. Velocity was up. Command was crisp. I thought it was the best placed fastball we've seen from Burns.
Yeah, and he's talked about not really trying to pitch on the periphery in and out, but I feel like the quality of his pitches have just been so much better.
Matt McClain on the backhand, nicely done.
lot of times you get good pitchers on the mound, good pitching. You get good defense behind it because you know the guy's going to throw strikes. You want to play behind an all-star.
Ivan Herrera 0 for 4, couple of Ks yesterday, did line out. He is 1 for 10 on the series with 4 Ks. Nasty slider. Fights off the fastball. Burns saw St. Louis mid-September of last year. He went 2 scoreless innings in relief. It was right around this time that he had an IL stint. Did not pitch from a start August 8th when he was electric against the Pirates, 10 Ks in 6 innings. Until September the 12th, and made his last 5 outings of last year in relief, including that day against the Cardinals. Center field, Dane Myers. Reds defense from Tri-Health. Myers flanked by Blade and Tolia. Infield of Suarez, De La Cruz, McLean, Stewart, and Trevino. Now, Tolia's ability to play corner outfield was part of the puzzle in the decision to go 3 catchers. The ability to DH Tyler Stevenson, as the Reds do today. The ability to pinch run Will Banfield at times. Reds are okay with him coming in late in a game, full confidence in catch and throw and pitch calling. That means that Hector Rodriguez and Tolia can get some more time. Alec Burleson gone fishing on a slider, 0-2. Burleson doubled yesterday, was robbed on a nice play by De La Cruz in the 4th. His last 10 games hitting almost .360 with 15 of his baseball best 92 RBIs. High heat, foul tip, strike 3.
Healthcare.
The 1-2 of De La Cruz and Stewart. Reds 9 from St. Elizabeth Healthcare. They have lost 4 of 5, 8 of 12. Dane Myers in the 3 spot has had a big series. Eugenio Suarez, Tyler Stevenson, DH for the first time this year. Michael Tolia, J.J. Blade moves down in the order today. Jose Trevino and Matt McLean. Matthew Liberatore gets the ball for the Cardinals.
And look for a lot of off-speed pitches from Liberatore. There you see the fastball. Kind of turns it over a little bit, tries to run it away from those right-handed hitters. Slider, curveball, changeup. And that heater right there.
Usage on the year, the change and the sinker get whacked. The cutter is more of a show me pitch. Leake does hit that fastball fairly well. Ellie had the walk-off winner, game 2 to get the series underway. Was 0 for 4, couple of Ks last night. He's now below .260 on the year. That's driven to right. Jordan Walker. De La Cruz now 4 for his last 43. And 3 of those 4 hits singles. Cardinals defense from Sinclair College. Torres, Church, and Walker. Jordan, Wynn, whose arm has been sensational on the series. Weatherholt has brilliant range. Burleson's one of the higher rated first basemen, and Jimmy Crooks. Sal Stewart. You used the term early in the year when Stewart was just getting cooking of peaks and plateaus, and I feel like that appropriately applies. This series is a good example. It's basically been a base hit a game, but he's had really good ABs. He's had a number of line drive outs.
Yeah, it just gives himself a chance just with his discipline at the plate. You very seldom do you see Sal Stewart chase a lot of pitches off the plate, even with 2 strikes. His plate discipline, his swing decisions, and then the path of his bat, the whole package allows him to just kind of tread water when things aren't going great for him.
Rolled to win. Two down. Dane Myers has had a monster series. What a doubleheader to get things underway. Drove in the Reds' only run in Game 1 with a homer, and then allowed them to cling to life. 2-out 9th inning home run to forge a tie. Reds would win in extras in the nightcap. Also had a base hit yesterday. Squared a bunt against Liberatore, who faced the Reds June 6th. Myers had a couple of infield hits that day, including his first one was a bunt base hit to third base. I asked him about this bat. Obviously had the discourse with his bat after that first home run, if there had ever been a bat like it. He said, yeah, when he first came up to the big leagues, he had a really nice run with one bat that did not break for a long time. That's sent to center. Starting back, Church now comes in. He spoke of it like a beloved former pet. It was true joy. Chase Burns on the home bump. One of the best years in GABP history.
Yeah, he's been exceptionally good here. A couple teammates on that list. You know, they talk about how difficult it is to pitch here in Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark. He doesn't seem to have much trouble at all.
Ahead 0-1 on Jordan Walker. Singled, scored, lined out last night. After winning the home run derby, Walker has gotten better. In August, he's hitting .344, OPS of .909. And this is a power versus power matchup. Burns has a fastball that few can rival, and Walker has raw power and size that's just about without parallel. Bitey slider.
Trying to ambush a fastball right there. Missed a few times on the slider. This swing just like, oh, I thought that was going to be a fastball.
Time for Walker. As great as Burns was against the Marlins, very early in that game, they were very swing aggressive and trying to hunt the fastball. I thought the battery, including Burns, made a great adjustment in game. They also seemingly were able to lay off the slider better than many other teams had, and his fastball played great. Early today, we're seeing the slider as a pretty big pitch.
Yes. I don't think he quite has the command yet of that heater. Just like Andrew Abbott in yesterday's ball game, I feel like you make the determination. There's a good one. And you make the adjustment in real time based on how you feel, based on how the ball's coming out of your hand. This was a fastball middle. I think Jordan Walker was maybe looking for the slider right there, because that is what Chase Burns does. Shouldn't be surprising.
Nathan Church, strike one. He was a defensive ad in the 8th inning yesterday. Upstairs. There aren't many fastballs before 2 strikes that get swings in that spot in today's game, in the ABS era. Says a lot about Burns, how hard he is to see and hit.
Yeah, because he throws so hard, you just have to commit. And if you're not real sure about the top of the zone, you do see a lot of chases up there. And you're right, it's not just with 2 strikes.
When full on Walker, got him looking, a lower third middle fastball. Payoff to Church. Slap to left. Suarez and De La Cruz out. Gino's got it.
You know, J.J. Bleday has his eyes on that ball. Gino put his arm out, his hand out. Now, I'm sure there was an audible, he probably said something, but J.J. Bleday, you can't blame him because he's not looking at you. He's looking at that ball as he's running. Pop-up priority is about looking or listening for the communication. And it's not a visual, it's an audible.
Strike to Mason Wynn, who made it audible in how he stood at the plate yesterday. Pedro Pages said something to him during the doubleheader on Monday. And Wynn worked in advance of yesterday, leaving the bat on his shoulder, not raising it up early, keeping his hands, as he said, quote, more quiet. Had his first career 3 extra base hit game. What does he mean? What is he doing?
I think what happens is when your bat gets a little more vertical, you have a little more descent on the ball. I think when you lay the bat more flat on your bat or over your shoulder, your swing has a tendency to be a little more direct and level, flat to the ball. We see that from a lot of really good hitters. So what you want to do is you want to get on plane and stay on plane. So there's an opportunity to get on plane earlier when your bat is flat as opposed to when your bat is vertical.
Chase Burns, the blow by. Bookend K's in a 1-2-3 inning. We go down to Jim Day for a different kind of daybreak.
John, thank you very much. We're talking Chase Burns. Off the field, he's laid back, unassuming, often keeps to himself. Between the lines, well, he's a bulldog. Teammates feed off of him on the mound. He's also a bundle of energy in the dugout. During his starts, he's often pacing, energy just oozing from his veins. Just listen to his teammates.
he's a bulldog the whole entire way. He drinks a lot of Red Bull in between innings. He's jacked. He's fun to watch in between innings. He's a little bit of a psychopath, but that's who I want. I mean, that's the guy that I want out on the mound every time. So he's really cool. Enjoying being his teammate.
He feeds off energy from the fans, from the teammates, but he also brings his own, which is kind of cool to see. Like, he's in there pacing around, like he's mad when he throws, and he's a different person on the mound. Like, he's a different breed and it's true, like they say when you're a kid all the time, but when you step over the white line, like, become a beast, become an animal, and he really embodies that. And for the young kids that are trying to grow up and idolize, somebody for mentality, for effort, for energy, it's a really good. I'd tune in and watch Chase Burns throw.
When you combine Red Bull with a natural presence plus ultra talented, you get Chase Burns, the beast.
I like that nickname, the Beast.
That young man, so much fire, so much fun, and something that elevates his entire team. Now, Reds try to score some runs for him. He gives them a chance to win pretty much every time he's on the mound. Run scoring has been at a premium of late, though, for Cincinnati. Eugenio Suarez leads it off. Reds have lost 8 of 12. In the 8 losses, they have scored a total of 12 runs. Got shut out last night. Eugenio Suarez, game 2 of the doubleheader Monday, tied a season high. He had 3 hits. It was 3 for 3 with a double and a sac fly. You'll get a bit of high-low, a bit of extremes with Gino. Average is going to be lower. Home run total in his best years is excellent, and he does strike out. Gets a 3-0 count here. Liberatore 1-2-3 first inning. Strike 1. Delayed elevated strike. Landed, strike 3.
Well, this pitch prior to this one was not a strike. That was just a well executed slider to Gino for strike 3.
So now Tyler Stevenson. Time comes first. Music still blaring. Stevenson DHing for the first time this year. Lifetime as a DH among the 3 positions he's played in the bigs. Catcher, first base, and DH. It's his highest average, his highest OPS. That pitch waved off again. A timer issue?
No, there was music. Kicked on again.
Yes. Something inadvertently played.
0-0. Rolled is short. Win. Oh, 2 down, and now Michael Toglia. So far with the Reds, 3 for 19. That's a .158. Couple of walks, 8 strikeouts. Does have his first RBI as a Red in this series. That came when he played in Game 2 of Monday's Twin Bill. You had said look for the soft stuff early. First pitch curveball there to Tolia. Consecutive breaking balls begin the AB. Well, just about the kitchen sink sans fastball. Tolia lifetime hits the heater best. Rips through that four-seamer. Full count. At the knees, ABS powered by T-Mobile. That is a strike. Reds lose the challenge. 1-2-3. Ludacris comes to GABP Friday, September 4th, part of the Ohio Lottery postgame concert series. Stick around after Reds Brewers live set from Ludacris. Get tickets now. Reds.com/concerts. Brian Torres pinch ran in Game 1 Monday, had a base hit, a ribby, and a walk in Game 2. He was off yesterday. Takes ball 1. Torres made his major league debut here at Great American Ballpark earlier this season. That was after 11 years in the minors and indie ball. When he was asked for his feelings after the game, he started fighting back tears and began with 11 years to get here. He said that he was dreaming alive. At one moment, he was convinced he'd retire. It was his brother who helped encourage him to stay with the game. He went to indie ball and he told his brother, I'm not going to do it the same way. I'm going to do it better. The stories of human resilience. 3-1. Certainly there are many who face far more daunting real life circumstance. But 11 years in the minors and indie ball is not glamorous.
Not at all.
Payoff. And now it's Chase Burns' task to get him out. Payoff pitch. fouled back. When he made his debut, by the way, there was enough heads-up notice. His mom was in the stands. He was able to get and give the home run ball to her. Said she was the one who took him to baseball field starting every weekend at age 4. Said she basically lost every weekend that she had for 15 years. Hard ground ball to first. Great pick by Stewart. He could play some defense too.
Yeah, really well done by Sal Stewart over at first base. And the ball gets there in a hurry. And if you noticed, he was moving before that ball was hit. So he just went right into that movement to get to the ball. Look at that. That's what you want to see before the ball is put in play. You want to see your infielder in motion. Once you start, don't stop.
Ball 1 to Blaze Jordan. 0 for 4 yesterday. He reached on the De La Cruz error second. And this is top left side. Ellie, no play there. Heck of a range to his right just to get to it. Base hit.
Yeah, I thought Gino was there, and that ball, we've seen it a couple of times, just kind of jump right up in the air. I think if this ball doesn't jump up in the air, Gino catches this ball, but yeah, right over top of his glove.
Now Jimmy Crooks came in defensively game 1 Monday. Was 0 for 1 to strike out. His only action on the series before tonight. Like the Reds, the Cardinals essentially carry 3 catchers. Herrera does not catch that often. He's far more frequently a DH. But we've seen him catch in the series, and he does do it some on the year. Turned on and hit well, but foul. Burns, who has very quick feet, checks on Blaze Jordan. That's been one of his areas of focus and growth that I don't think is noticed as much. Trying to change that timing, be a little quicker to the plate, keep the run game more honest. Yeah, the radar gun lights up. You see the strikeouts in the box score, but that's a nuance you have to really watch the game and watch his starts to have a feel for. Nasty.
Yeah, Jimmy Crooks hit that fastball up in his eyes, fouled down the right field line, and he had to be saying to himself, man, oh my goodness, how did I miss that one? Because I know what's about to come, and there it is. Great pitch.
J.J. Weatherholt put the ball on the ground his first time. He rips this one to right center field. That's down to the gap all the way to the wall. Sprint to third by Jordan. Wave is on. Ellie relay to the plate. It's there. It is out. What a throw. A dynamite relay.
Well, as a third base coach, you have to understand Ellie De La Cruz is going out there, and he has some kind of arm. Look at that laser beam to the dish.
J.J. Bleday takes strike one from Matthew Liberatore. Bleday hitting 7th today. It's the lowest he's hit as a Red. He's done it a few times before, but it's been a bit. He last did so May 26th in New York against the Mets. A lefty, David Peterson, started that day. Bleday had 3 hits, all against the southpaw. He went through a run against lefties right around that time. It was as he really came into his own as a Red, bridging May into the start of June, where he hit lefties at a high rate for a good 2.5, 3 weeks.
And during that time, he was really up the middle. We saw him hit the ball, spray the ball to left field. Recently, what we've been seeing is a lot of balls down the right field line, but he seems to be coming back around.
And hangs left side. Win. What a relay by Ellie De La Cruz. It wasn't close with Crooks at the plate.
No, it wasn't. And Dane Myers does a nice job of making sure he hits Ellie De La Cruz with the relay. And we've seen this multiple times during Ellie's time. You talk about impacting the game. There are so many different ways that he just being on the field impacts the game. That is certainly one. Remember the relay he had in Chicago down the left field line? The bullet he threw, the laser beam he threw to the plate, that was over 99 miles an hour out of his hand. He's got a cannon.
1-1 on Jose Trevino. And it also helps when Dane Myers is igniting, who himself is an incredibly hard throwing fielder.
Yeah, that relay, that was just picture perfect. Gave Dane Myers enough space to allow his arm to work, and then allow Ellie to uncork a laser beam.
And teammates giving some love. So I know Ellie's going through it offensively right now, and he is. That dude can do things that very few, if any, others can do.
You know, so the question is, like, to the managers always, like, well, he's not hitting. Why is he in the game? Because he impacts the game. Just his speed alone. Just the fact that he tops the ball. If he puts a ball in play, it affects the defense because he's so fast. You just saw him defensively. We've seen him make some great plays here and there. Just his presence alone, you have a better chance to win the ball game with him being there, regardless if he's on top of his game or not. He's just a special, special player.
Two to Trevino. Shallow center, Weatherholt. A couple of pop outs. Reds have had no traction against Liberatore so far. The shades of their struggles yesterday. They got starter Kyle Leahy for 3 hits. That was it. 4 hitless innings from the Cardinal bullpen. Reds worked only 1 walk in that game. And to this point, it feels like a carryover from yesterday. Down it into Matt McLean. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. Did have a deep fly ball out to center. I thought Tito was very honest and accurate when Charlie Goldsmith was asking him about the top end of the lineup and the productivity. Some of it centered around Ellie De La Cruz as a leadoff guy. What are you seeing? And Tito said when Ellie and Sal don't get hits, it's glaring for the Reds. Up the middle, center field, a base hit. And he added that's a big load for that top two. Yeah, that's not entirely fair to them. Kind of the Reds offense goes as they go of late.
That's a really nice swing by Matt McLain, and it is a lot of responsibility. But the way that the team is constructed, it is what it is. The thing that you don't want to see is you don't want to see these guys come outside of their personalities because they feel the burden of that struggle. And I don't think we've seen that responsibility, them trying to go out and do even more than they're capable of doing. I don't think we've seen that from either Ellie nor Sal.
Strike to De La Cruz, who was flying to right. Seemed like Edwin Moscoso, home plate umpire, was tapping at his wrist almost in a watch-like area. Not sure if it was a Rosenbag issue. That got adjusted by Liberatore. Decent lead for McLain. The league does run on Liberatore some, but he also is very good at picking runners off. He's allowed 20 stolen bases. That's 5th most among pitchers. But he's recorded 4 pickoffs. Only 3 men in the majors have more. So can you run on him? Yeah. But lead too large, you could be vulnerable. By the way, Joel did the digging. Ellie De La Cruz has the 2 hardest throws by any infielder this year. That one to get Jimmy Crooks at the plate, also did so in Washington, D.C. Got Nasim Nunez at the plate. That was on August 8th. Landed, breaking ball, strike 3. Back on Reds TV, presented by PNC Bank. Scoreless still. Reds out hit 2-1. Ivan Herrera will lead it off for the Cardinals. Reds playing their penultimate game of this homestand. They'll have a day game tomorrow and then a long 3-city road trip. Stops in Arizona, San Francisco, an off day, and at the Cubs at Wrigley. Herrera has fly to center. Swing and miss, strike 1. Well, first time through, Burns 4 strikeouts, no walks. Gave up a hit that did not quite leave the infield from Blaze Jordan. And officially scored a double to the gap by J.J. Weatherholt. But Jordan was cut down at home plate on the De La Cruz relay. Check swing, no appeal at the plate, strike. It was Edwin Moscoso who had the check swing appeals twice in the late stage a couple of nights ago that drew the ire of Oli Marmol, the St. Louis manager. He got run for arguing. And then Moscoso, in the oddity of a 5-game series, wound up the first base umpire again yesterday. I think he got the calls right. They went against the Reds. Marmol was happy. Popped up right side. One down. Now Burleson, who's a really dangerous hitter, Lark. And he's had his moments in the series. He basically won game 1 on Monday. But on the whole, I actually think the Reds have pitched him pretty well.
They have.
What stands out to you?
Yeah, he's just a complete hitter. Doesn't mind hitting against lefties. He's able to spray the ball the other way. He's a big, burly hitter. Doesn't look like his arms are too terribly long, so compact with power. Stays behind the baseball. It's a good combination.
Big cut. It does feel like 2 at-bats into the game. He's been ripping away at some breaking balls down from Burns. Now, you mentioned Burley, by the way, and obviously inherent within the name. It was also part of his early nickname. He's these days often called Biscuit, but when he was at East Carolina in Greenville, North Carolina as a freshman, he was messing around with a music beat. He was hanging out in a friend's dorm room and just randomly he uttered the phrase Burley Biscuits. His teammates loved it. They started calling him that. And in the big leagues, they just call him Biscuit.
That works.
Which is also perhaps my favorite logo look in minor league baseball, the Montgomery Biscuits. With the tongue that's a melting pat of butter and the googly eyes, pitch way high. It's great looking merch, cool looking hats. They had that name way before everyone else started adapting nonsense, and the memification of the world hit minor league baseball. They were more original. Full count. Well, the Cardinals have engineered some full counts. Walker in the first struck out looking. Church, a batter later, popped out. Brian Torres hit the ball hard, but Sal Stewart made a nice play to begin last inning. And here's the first walk for Burns. So now a man on for Jordan Walker. Went down looking, fastball lower third his first time.
Bottom of the zone. That was the strike 3. It's Jordan Walker last time up. Took it as if he were looking for a slider.
In the dirt, Burleson takes off. Wild pitch. Yeah, you mentioned the quote from Burns about not being, a north-south, up-down kind of a guy. And I'm sure he does embrace that mentality. And yet, when we're watching him, I mean, he's throwing strikes, but he kind of is top and bottom of the zone. He is locating pretty well in those regions.
Yeah, so the question is that just happen naturally for him? Is that something that he is doing right now without even thinking about it? And if it is, how much better at it can he become? My word.
I think we've seen several Reds make strides during this season with fastball command. Walks were a huge issue for the team in the first few months of the season. Luis May is probably the most significant, most recent example of going from unpredictably wild, high walk to, I know it's only a handful of outings, but did you watch the outings? Pretty darn good.
Yeah, pretty good. Well, although Chase doesn't try to go in, out, up, and down, I feel like his quality of pitches has been so much better. And when you're a 98 to 100 mile an hour guy, you can throw the ball down the middle of the plate and somehow get away with it at times. But it hasn't been down the middle of the plate. It has been on the corners. I think it's an incredible start for a young career.
Swung through, strike 3.
Punch out the first time on a heater down. 2 strikes this time. That's the disappearing slider.
Gets a lot of strikeouts, a lot of swing and miss on that slider. Nathan Church. He worked a full count, popped to third his first time. That was when Gino Suarez lifted the hand. Got in the peripheral vision of J.J. Bleday, the near miss. Burns has had a great year, and he's had a great year because he's an outstanding talent, highly competitive, all those things. But when you dig into part of the how he has achieved 14 wins, a 2.5 ERA, a few times that men get to scoring position, he gets even better. League is barely above 150 against him in these spots. Grounded left side, leaks through. Rounded third by Burleson. Nathan Church connects on the 2-out hit. Reds down a run.
Well, fastball away, you're not going to do much with it other than just kind of beat it in the ground. Burleson at second base. Talk about not allowing guys to get an extra 90 feet. He goes from first to second base on the wild pitch, and now in scoring position. If he's on first base, obviously, that's a ground out in the inning.
It's only the 15th hit that Burns has allowed all year with a man in scoring position. 1-0 on Mason Wynn, who has struck out. Now, Church has some speed. He's a guy who tries to bunt his way on a decent amount. He's not been a high volume base stealer, but Cardinals have a lead. You got Wynn at the plate, who's a speed guy who's been a leadoff man in the past. If you're going to run, it's a pretty good at bat to try to run on. 3-0. A Win coming off his best game of the year. Could he swing 3-0? He does not. Middle, called strike. This is going to be Burns' 25th pitch of the inning. Away, ball 4.
Slow fastball. Looked like he kind of got around that one a little bit. Like had a little cut motion on it.
Brian Torres with 2 on. Down and in. He worked a full count first time, grounded out to first. That was a nice play by Sal Stewart. Appeal, no go. He went 3-0 on Win, lost him to a walk.
Yeah, be careful with the 2-0 fastball right here. If you're going to throw it, make it a quality pitch, not just a strike. Smart.
Trevino away. Pitch fouled away.
That's the pitch he was looking for, 2-0. got the slider. Then he came back with the 96 heater.
Torres takes time. Now steps back in. Two. Right field. It throws Tolia, bounces to him. Run comes in. Church scores, win first to third. Base hit Brian Torres, 2-0 St. Louis.
Went back to the slider. And Torres, who looks like he's locked in. Mentioned that ball he blistered to Sal Stewart his first time up. He's seeing the ball well.
This is the first inning all season that Chase Burns has allowed multiple hits with men in scoring position. He had never given up more than one in any one inning. And he's also getting to a fairly high pitch count on the inning. As it is, he's reaching innings totals on the year that he has never experienced before. It doesn't mean there's a hard number, but you have to watch what's happening, right? A combination of velocity and location. If and when that erodes, that's when, not alarm bells, but at least awareness has to be there. Now Blaze Jordan, base hit to De La Cruz, tough play to his right. Big rip first pitch, expecting a competitive heater, strike one. Reds have Sam Moll up in their bullpen.
Well, there you see the innings pitched. 134 and counting.
So Burns has now matched his season and career high for pitches in an inning. Did so first inning against the Guardians late July this year. At home against the Red Sox end of June last year. Runner off from first, check swing, appeal, he went, strike three. Couple of runs for the Cardinals. Reds trail. It's tonight's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge. Sean Kenter from Burlington, Kentucky wins a brand new built in the USA Tundra if a Red hits the Toyota hit and win sign. Register for your chance at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. Sal Stewart, a slow looping breaking ball. Ball one. Stewart grounded out to short his first time. Lark, something I'm noticing tonight, and perhaps they've done this the whole series. They've done it with several Reds. They've done it with Ellie batting right, of course, tonight with Stewart here, where they have Wynn at short and Jordan at third. It's not extreme, but it's different. It's far more similar to how a lot of teams shade Eugenio Suarez, but they're doing it to a number of Reds right-handers, and I wonder if that's more about Liberatore than anything else.
Yeah, I would assume that would be because of the amount of breaking balls that Liberatore throws. If they hit the ball on the ground, it's probably going to be to the pull side. I tell you, when you come up as a hitter, you survey the infield. They pretty much are telling you what they're going to do. You got a left-handed pitcher and you see the shortstop kind of cheating up the middle. You're thinking, all right, they're going to throw me fastballs away. They're going to work me on the outside part of the plate. You see that shortstop tucked in that 6 hole. All right, probably breaking balls. Off speed, try to get me out in front.
Payoff pitch, check swing, strike three, no appeal needed. Well, consecutive Ks for Liberatore starting his second time through. Dane Myers is flying to center. Reds have been held to one hit, a 2-out poke to center by Matt McLean in the third. Takes the change up 2-1. Right at the bottom of the zone. Now, Liberatore had been struggling both of late and season-wise. Highest home run rate of his career. His last 5 starts 0-4 with an ERA approaching 5.5. And yet he has held the Reds in check. Landed. Been a lot of backward Ks on those breakers. 3-4 down from Kia.
John, you mentioned the backdoor breaking balls. That is why it is so important to have the approach of up the middle the other way. If your thought is to pull the ball from a left-hand pitcher and he throws you that slow breaking ball, there's no way in the world you can even pull the trigger. That's what we've seen a few times today.
Suarez fouls back a strike. He was ahead 3-0. He went down looking. I think that was a slider, though. But the others have been on the curveball. It's how we got De La Cruz last inning.
Listen, hitting is not easy, but it's a simple concept. You figure, especially from a lefty, when the ball is coming from the first base side of the mound, you have to think that way. You got a righty that's throwing you inside. You can think a little more, get to the ball and pull. But a lefty, that lefty normally is not living on the inside part of the plate. And we certainly haven't seen it from Liberatore.
Top of the zone, strike 3. Batters 2, 3, and 4 in order. All struck out.
Canuck injury report for tonight, barring anything unforeseen. Tony Santillan will be mean mugging big league hitters Friday in Arizona when the Reds hit the road. They also updated Graham Ashcraft. He is going to stay behind and face live hitters with Louisville, and then a rehab game Tuesday. The live hitters will be Saturday, and if that goes okay, followed by a rehab game at the AAA level coming up on Tuesday.
The start of the year, Reds bullpen through April was arguably the best performing bullpen in the majors. Those two guys were at that point in fairly prime form, a huge part of it.
Mean mugging, huh?
He does mean mugging.
He does.
When I've seen him lately, though, he's been smiling more. He also looks terrific.
Tony is a big dude, man. Nice guy. Boy, oh boy. They talked about when Chase Burns gets in between the lines, turn into a beast. There's all kind of beast in that guy too.
Jimmy Crooks fairly deep right. Tolia just in front of the wall. Now, Jim, there's also some news, or at least a check-in on the horizon for Spencer Steer.
Yeah, his hand specialist, hand/wrist specialist, is actually in Phoenix. So conveniently, the Reds go to Phoenix. So Friday, he's going to get checked out by Dr. Sheridan there, and then they'll further lay out a plan. He does believe he can make it back during the season.
And just rejoined the team after some time away. Welcome to baby girl to the world. Down it into J.J. Weatherholt, who has doubled to the gap. He's also had one taken away. Nice play by Matt McLean. Sam Maul is still up in the Reds bullpen, largely watching. To Matt McLean, off his backhand. Stung by Weatherholt, he is on. Base hit.
Well, this ball was stung. It was hit hard. 103 off the bat. And we see it yet again. That ball taking a high bound off the dirt, right over the glove. Matt McLean.
Ivan Herrera has flied out, popped out. Yeah, we have seen a lot of those big skips, especially when the ball hits near the lip. As an infielder, what can you do? How do you try to anticipate?
Yeah, that's all you can do is try to anticipate. But when you do that, then the ball stays down. So you gotta play it true. You just gotta react to what you see. Just know in your mind. All right. Really, kind of how can I approach this ball? If I have time, I'll do it one way. If I don't have time, I just gotta react to what I see.
Missed down to Herrera. Burns coming off a 33-pitch inning. Tied his season and career highs in that regard. Weatherholt's a threat to run. Beautifully located strike. Weatherholt 13 steals, caught once this rookie year. '95th pitch from Burns. Struck him out.
Biting slider with depth. Get the chase.
Alec Burleson. Flick to first, checks on Weatherholt. Entering today, Burns had gone 5 innings in all of his 23 starts.
They're checking to see if that ball hit him or not, I believe.
But they haven't formally challenged yet.
It's kind of a long delay.
It is. Now, right after a play, manager has to raise his hand immediately, basically. And then there is a grace period. But I agree with you. That felt long. Yeah. 2-0. You know, teams have their own replay rooms. That's part of it. That technology's part of it. But the spirit of it is, you know, if you think it's wrong, challenge it. You know, you don't get an eternity to check it out. To first by the backhand of Stewart. Weatherholt right through second. Scoop by Tolia and right. Lob to second base. Men at the corners. Base hit Burleson.
Fastball to Burleson. It makes all the difference in the world. Positioning. Sal Stewart in, holding that first base, or that runner on first base, creating a big hole on that right side.
Jordan Walker. Healthy cut upstairs here. I would imagine this is Burns' last man. Maul is up again. It's a lefty Nathan Church on deck. I would also think it's a decent shot. Ollie Marmol might use his bench, which is all right-handed. Time for Walker. Fouled back. By the way, some folks might wonder, after that long look for a possible challenge on a hit by pitch, why did the Reds not challenge the fair foul ball down the left field line? They weren't allowed to. If the ball falls in front of or at the umpire, runner off from first, fouled back, you can't challenge it. If it's beyond the umpire, you can. It's the way the rules are written. And Nick Lentz, who was down that third base line yesterday, is there again tonight. He pointed to the chalk, saying there was a marker that it was a fair ball. Appeal, he went, strike three. Burns goes 5 again. He strains a couple. The Reds and Avocados from Peru have teamed up for a chance to win a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR or Reds VIP experience. To enter, scan the QR code, register reds.com/AvoReds. Follow @Avos from Peru on Instagram. Another breaking ball from Matthew Liberatore. Ball 1 to Tyler Stevenson, who has grounded out to short. Liberatore struck out 6 already today. 5 of those have been looking. It's the most strikeouts by any one pitcher looking of Reds in a game this year. Ties that mark. It is Liberatore's career high against any one opponent in a game. And he has often, particularly with his off speed, been living at that bottom threshold of the zone. Strike 2.
And throwing enough fastballs on the inside part of the plate to keep the Reds hitters honest.
That's how we got Sal Stewart.
Yep.
And Sal's about as savvy as they come, and that seemed to surprise him a bit. Swing and miss. Breaking ball strikes him out.
See Steve-O just a hair out in front. Now he is the guy. He is the model of how you approach a lefty. That time just got beat with a good breaking ball. But he definitely is not out there trying to pull the ball. He's up the middle the other way. Just got beat right there.
Strike one. Atolia went down looking at a fastball his last time after a barrage of off speed early. This one is driven to right field. Walker. 2 down. J.J. Bleday. He is popped to short. Breaking ball, big rib, strike one. One of the truisms of the game. Hitting about timing, pitching about disrupting timing. Liberatore has been a massive disruptor for the Reds so far. Popped up. Strike two. Just his 70th pitch. Strike three. He's got 8 strikeouts.
Reds fans, vote for GABP's own double play donut parfait in the Ballpark Bites bracket. Make your selections for a chance to win tickets to try these bites in stadium. Vote at MLB.com/bracket. And here it's live in all its glory in a Reds helmet. I'm told just a few calories. I mean, this thing is giant. Now, John Sadak has been giving me compliments of how I've been restraining from eating things with a lot of calories. And we're going to continue that because I'm bringing this bad boy to the booth. Larkin, didn't you say you wanted some of this?
I did. Yes,
now,
I did.
The best thing about this, it's so large that this is shareable. So we're going to be one big happy family. I've got several spoons. I'm on my way to the booth.
Come with it.
Come on with it. And here we go.
Jim Day on the way. This is the best such time ever. He's a man of the people. I hope you can stop and share on the way. If anybody wants a bite.
I could taunt people with this. Yummy. Yeah, yummy.
2-1. Church tops a foul. Sam Maul, the new man on the mound.
We saw Sam in game 1 of Monday's doubleheader. Threw 16 pitches in his 1 inning of work. Did have a punch out.
Skyline Chili called to the bullpen. Church drove in the game's first run, base hit opposite way in the 4th. Full count.
What'd you think of Chase Burns today?
7 Ks, 5 innings.
pretty good.
Yeah,
no?
I mean, a well-placed Church hit. You know, Torres, you pointed out, I think accurately so, how well he stung the first out to Stewart and then was able to get the RBI hit later. That's the standard, right? Like, he goes 5 innings, 2 runs.
Pretty good.
He's been able to give his team 5 innings in every start this year. Payoff chipped foul.
I tell you, I feel like it's still early in obviously his career and Sal Stewart's career, just to see the success that they have and it to be repeatable, right? Sal has done what Sal was doing early in the season, and he's maintained that level of consistency, if you will. The same with Chase Burns. And I feel like that's going to be your perennial all-star. That's your guy that's going to be able to
Features called the strike. The bat has challenged.
maintain a level of excellence just because that's what they do.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Call to K. Yes.
The call is confirmed, and we only have 1 challenge remaining.
And we're about to dive into a giant donut dessert. There's a big fat K right there.
And that caught all kind of the strike zone.
Do you already have an approach for how you're going to go at the dessert?
Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm going to go barehanded. I'm going to get those donuts. That's just kind of how I'm feeling right now.
Full double dare. Do you remember that show, Mark Summers, Nickelodeon? That was early, Nick. Like as Nick started, you were busy, I don't know, like making the big leagues.
Probably.
Mason Wynn has struck out. He has walked a miss away.
Saw my good friend Jose Rijo today.
How's he doing?
He's doing well. He looks great. He's in town with a couple of his friends up in Hamilton, Ohio, hanging out. He stopped through to Cincinnati to see a few guys. Saw Mark Stowe, one of the Stowe boys, Bernie's son, clubhouse managers. A good 5-10 minutes.
Are there any stories that always come up when you guys have time together?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We talk about a lot of things, and most of the time it's Eric Davis is involved. We talked about Boogie a little bit today. But Jose, I was talking the other day about pitching and pitching inside and how Jose Rio pitched inside to Barry Bonds. He told me that everybody was calling him and hitting him up. Marcus talking about you.
To short, De La Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's here.
There he
yeah.
is.
I got
There
long
he-
strides.
There he
I
is.
want you guys to check this out.
That's even bigger than it looked on the monitor. So these are individual donuts?
Yes.
And now you can see why.
Spoon, spoon. I even brought a spoon for the genius.
Oh, Genius, get in
yeah.
here. Come
Genius
on, man.
needs some calories.
It's perfect. It's a mound visit.
And
Pierce
it's-
Johnson's up in the pen.
And it's time to go in. As I said,
Yeah, bare hand.
Oh, yeah. You don't need a spoon. Go on in there.
Are these vanilla wafers?
I believe they are.
Like Ernie from Sesame Street?
So envious. I remember those days.
That's pretty good.
that's outstanding.
And it's very shareable.
Yeah.
Genius? Come on. There
Come
you
on,
go.
genius. Get in there. The genius.
JJ's handling the camera. JJ, you got to get in there too now,
You want
buddy.
some? Come on, you
Oh,
brought enough.
yeah.
I'll give a bite for JJ.
Yeah, get it,
I'll
get him.
take. Well, should we do the whole donut?
get
Can you
him
do the whole
proper.
donut, JJ?
Into center field.
All right, here we go. We're gonna wait for the play to be made.
Joshua Baez snaps his offer.
And this is going to the cameraman. JJ, best in the business. I'm not the best at feeding people. This is why they don't have babies. with in my arms to feed them.
I mean, this thing is
outstanding.
That's a pretty cool helmet too. That'd be a good.
Yeah, you get to keep the helmet.
And you were not lying. That is massive.
It is. It's large. And I got that at the Smokehouse out in right field. So if you're here, Great American Ballpark,
No shout out.
it will feed a few. So if you're at a group outing or if you're just feeling a little frisky and want to just take that on yourself, have at it.
I think it would be a great icebreaker to meet new people at the ball game. You get that in a couple of spoons, you're going to find friends.
Well, I found friends just walking the concourse. Heard a couple of yummers.
Backdoor called strike. Two and one. See, I think maybe you should take the Jim Day podcast, which did have a new guest today. You had Tyler Stevenson on, right?
Thank you for the plug. Yes. Just dropped wherever you get your podcasts.
And, maybe turn it into a bit of a foodie podcast. Yeah, maybe just do an episode that way.
Yeah.
We get to go on the road. You could try the garlic fries in San Francisco. Maybe you have Tommy on one time. You can have Cowboy on one time.
You're just throwing these guys under the bus, making them available. That's good.
Put the genius on. Baez goes. Breaking ball called a strike. Throw down. Safe.
Baez, you can see his speed. Big guy, big time power. Pretty good jump.
He's a base stealer in the minors.
Challenging the safe call at second base.
That was his first stolen base attempt in the big leagues. Is that tag down before the hand is on the bag?
Wow.
Manager's challenge brought to you by Mazda. Now Reds down 2 as it stands. Is Baez done in the inning over?
It certainly looks like that tag is on his leg before his hand touches that base.
The Carapazza crew chief had the call at second.
It's amazing how catchers are now throwing to that side of the base. It used to be throw right at the base. Now, more times than not, they're throwing to that side, and you're seeing these tags on guys' legs before they get to the bag.
That's because back in the day, that right there, you're safe all day long.
All day.
There's no doubt about it. There's no questioning that.
Yep. Now with replay,
Yep.
more often than not, they're taught that sometimes they're not even missing. They're trying to do that.
It's definitely the side of the bag to throw the ball to.
Baez was only caught 3 times in AAA this year, had 21 steals in the
After
bigs.
review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Cincinnati will lose their challenge.
He begins his big league run 1-for-1 trying to steal.
And that was Baez's first hit after those 3 bombs that he hit in Chicago to start his major league career in his debut.
He snapped an 0-for-18. And now he's in scoring position with a gaudy lead. Full count on Blaze Jordan. Now the lefty Jimmy Crooks on deck. Johnson ready in the Reds bullpen. Jordan a base hit and a strikeout today. Fouled off Trevino. bigger lead for Baez. This will be the 8th pitch of the plate appearance. And a walk. So a couple of men on base now for Crooks, who was struck out, flied out. Sailed to right. Antoli has got it.
It's the
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Jake Sweeney Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. And by O'Connor, Achani, and Levy. Attorneys you know, attorneys you trust. Joshua Baez, pinch hit, base hit, and a steal. Stays in the game, straight switch and left. Reds getting one hit. One of the Reds who has handled Matthew Liberatore the best lifetime, Jose Trevino, leads off. He has popped to second so far today. On deck is Matt McLain, who has the lone Reds hit. He's the only Red to reach base. 7 in a row retired by Liberatore. 15 of the 16 he has faced. 2-0. Strike one. Center field, Nathan Church. He's got 8 Ks on the night. StatCast 3D, Google Cloud.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of everything from Liberatore. Both sides of the plate, he's pitched. But to get the punch out, you can see it's pretty much over the middle of the plate. A couple dotted balls on the inside, but over the middle of the plate, but very deceptive and off speed.
Well, the only Red to solve that riddle, Matt McLain, single to center his first time. Liberatore has not gone more than 6 innings this year. He's gone as long as 8 in his career. That was in 23, a game in Tampa. Snaps it up high, breaking ball, top of the zone. Looks like Brock Burke has joined Pierce Johnson in the Reds pen. Cardinals go left, right, left in the 7th. I'd imagine if it's 2-0, it's Johnson. If the Reds at least get a run, certainly if they get 2, it'd likely be Burke. That's smoke to left field. off the base of the wall. McLean sprinting to second. Throw is there late. Hustle double by Matt McLean.
Man, I like the look of that right there. Base hit up the middle. His first time up. Breaking ball. Pulled to left field. Excellent work by Matt McLean.
That's his second multi-hit showing on the homestand. Ellie De La Cruz is fly to right. He has struck out looking at a curveball. Strike one. Now Liberatore is only at 80 pitches. The Cardinal pen is likely thin. Many of their best have gone in back-to-back days. Several have gone 3 times in 4 days. That is ripped and off the glove of a leaping Weatherholt. McLean had bent back. He sprints for third. A sizzled hit by Ellie De La Cruz met at the corners.
Change up on the outside part of the plate, and I'm wondering if that ball had any kind of knuckle to it. No, just out of the reach of Weatherholt. He got off the ground. Good job. He had to see the ball through. Ellie De La Cruz up the middle the other way.
And now there's action to the Cardinal pen. Luis Gastelum is up. Tying runs are on. Go-ahead run is at the plate. Sal Stewart has grounded out and struck out. SS Stewie. Shall victory be his? Strike one. Stewart is grounded out. He is struck out. One ball, one strike. Liberatore got him last time on a bit of a surprise heater in. Stewart on a check swing was deemed to go by home plate man Edwin Moscoso. Ellie has walked a decent secondary lead. A couple of pitches into this at bat. Fouled away. Stewart with 2 strikes. Pretty darn good. No one has more ribbies. Went down to his last strike. Smoke center field. Church going way back. Gone off the batter's eye. With 2 strikes, down 2 runs. What the deuce? A 3-run shot, and it's 3-2 Cincinnati.
My goodness. Sal Stewart is on 1. Talked about his ability to hit with 2 strikes. About a ball off the hitter's eye in center field. Good gracious.
Dane Myers. Strike 1.
And how the tide turns. Wow.
Gastelum still stands but no longer warms. Hacky sack by Suarez. That's a little curious. I wonder, it was Gastelum only if the inning got extended in some way, but it wasn't a deficit. Marmol didn't just lose the lead, now his team trails. So is he conserving some of those bullets in his bullpen? Bases empty here, trailing.
You talked about all the games they've had to play and all the appearances of the bullpen guys. So up until that particular point, Liberatore was cruising. Matt McClain got it started. Then the base hit up the middle by Ellie. Weatherholt had a chance to make a play on it, but he could not. First and third, 2 outs on South Stewart. Bye-bye baseball.
One, two to Myers. It was a one-hitter. Liberatore had set down 8 in a row, 16 of 17. Before 3 straight hits. Now the Reds are a triple shy of a team cycle. Two and two. Fouled away. They consider some of the up guys for the Cardinals. Closer Riley O'Brien, George Soriano, Ryan Stanek, Gordon Graceffo have all pitched on consecutive days. So for any one of them, that would be 3 straight days throwing. And while the Cardinals are not mired in the lengthy stretch to the same extent as the Reds still pretty much in the middle of 17 games in 16 days. Their next day off is Thursday next week. The Cardinals are not off until Monday. They still have to get through this series and a weekend set. Payoff to Myers. And Myers has had a really nice series, and even beyond the obvious of his homers, he has had some long, good at-bats.
Yes, he has.
This is going to be the 10th pitch of the AB. This is what, his 3rd plate appearance of the series of double-digit pitches. Center field. Church tracks it down. South Stewart got it all.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, you just try to stay compact. And this was a fastball up at the top of the zone. You think Sal knew he got it? Stretch it.
Back to her strike to Eugenio Suarez, who has struck out looking twice. Oh, and 2. So the Cardinals trying to milk a little more out of Liberatore, ready for his 98th pitch. Gastelum just flipping the ball to himself, occasionally peeking from the bullpen and watching the pitches from out there in right field. Appeal, he did not go. In his career, Liberatore's only hit the century mark in pitches 4 times. Here comes number 5. Struck him out.
Well, damage done. The offense woke up. Matt McClain got it started. Ellie De La Cruz with a base hit. And then the bomb from Sal Stewart.
Reds TV from PNC Bank. Sal Stewart, including his taste in September last year, on that homer became the 3rd fastest Red to 100 career RBIs, going back as the RBI record does to 1920. Brock Burke is in. First pitch, J.J. Weatherholt to center. Myers, 1 down. We saw Johnson warming first. Burke later joined him. And with the Cardinals going left, right, left at the top of their order, bookended by Weatherholt and Burleson, it's Burke who gets the call with the Reds up 1.
An ever so slight mist is down right now.
Called tight strike on Ivan Herrera. Here's a look against the lights. And by the way, Stewart, with that 3-run shot, give him now 94 RBIs. He is again your major league RBI leader. A rookie who has been the thunder. Rain's picking up some. Fans starting to scatter in the lower bowl. That runs in. Looks like Gastelum is up and throwing in earnest again in the Cardinal pen. Herrera has flied out, popped out, struck out. And Burke could not get a clean release there. 1-out walk. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Luis May now warms for the Reds. Alec Burleson has walked, singled, and scored. Up and in, lost the handle. Runner takes off. So Herrera has second on a wild pitch, and that's consecutive pitches where it seems like in this intensifying rain, Burke had no grip.
Well, it's starting to come down. Certainly the elements do affect your grip on the ball. Saw him just go to the rosin.
Now the genius just looked up the radar. It is a small but intense cell. So it probably is going to get harder, but should not last very long. Bounce to first, Stewart. Hits the bag. Herrera over to third. A 1-run game. Now Jordan Walker, who has struck out 3 times. Way in. Walker has only suffered 4 strikeouts in a game 3 times in his career. Once this year at home against Texas. 3 years ago in Atlanta, and last year here. It's right around this time, late August. But Burke, another miss, 3-0. First base open, Nathan Church, lefty on deck. Taking all the way, 4-pitch walk. It looks like we'll get a right-handed pinch hitter. It'll be Jose Fermin. Matt Tracy strolls out. Luis May had started to warm last batter. So Church ends his day 1 for 3, ribby hit and a run scored. Fermin had a ribby double and a walk yesterday. He was 0 for 5 between the 2 games in the doubleheader, including a walk. Fermin has pinch hit a decent amount this year, has 5 pinch hit base hits. Called a ball, good looking pitch. Ivan Herrera walked with 1 out. He is the tying run off third base. Ron Pop Warner in his ear, third base coach. Popped him up. McLean.
With a new
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Jake Sweeney Kia. Drive smart, spend less. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. Jose Fermin pinch hit last half inning. He stays in center. Straight switch for Nathan Church. Luis Gastelum is in, second time this series. Tyler Stevenson, shallow right. Weatherholt, the firm call and catch.
Here's Gastelum's numbers on the season. Got his first or his third career win in Game 1 of Monday's doubleheader. A lot of changeups. 94-mile-an-hour dart of a fastball and a really good changeup.
Strike 1 at Michael Toglia. He was the first out of the Cardinal pen in that opener. Got Key Bryant Hayes, Ellie De La Cruz, and Sal Stewart. Strikeout line out. There's that change you speak of, 0-2. This does mark Gastelum's third outing in 4 days, and he went 2 innings in the finale against the Cubs on Sunday. Toglia has struck out looking on a fastball. He is flying to right. Looking. Brief word now from Big Sandy Superstore.
This summer, sleep cooler for less at Big Sandy Superstore. Your headquarters for luxury mattresses. Big Sandy Superstore.
J.J. Bleday stands in. Luis May continues to warm in the Reds pen. Bleday pop out strikeout. That came on a check swing without appeal. Longer frame, 2-1. Reds trying to even the series at 2 games apiece. Borderline miss. Finale comes tomorrow afternoon. Gastelum strided down the mound going toward the Reds dugout on strike 2.
Did he trip?
Seemed to point to the mound afterward. Full count. Jose Trevino on deck. Popped foul. Blade recently had a 3-hit game. Contact on the whole has been down pretty significantly last month plus. But in that time, he has been working walks. He's had one of the higher walk rates in the National League this year. Not this AB. Consecutive Ks for Gastelum at a perfect 7.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Our Toyota game summary. Reds up a skinny score and a 3-run shot by Sal Stewart. Chase Burns found a way to give 5, struck out 8, only a couple of runs. Matthew Liberatore was a problem, Lark, until that last inning.
Yeah, he was really good, and then they built an inning. Matt McClain started it off with the double. Ellie De La Cruz with the base hit. And then Sal Stewart with the absolute bomb to straightaway center field.
TJ Friedel is into the game. Michael Toglia is out. They have bounced JJ Bleday to right. Luis May a miss on his first pitch. Facing Mason Wynn, who has struck out, walked, grounded out. May has been given bigger and bigger spots in just a handful of outings back from the minors. Now, granted, this is the lower tier of the Cardinal order, but this is the 8th inning in a 1-run game.
Yes. This is a confidence builder.
Full count. Struck him out.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, Luis May. Keep pumping those strikes. That might have been out of the zone. It was out of the zone.
Joshua Baez. Rain is picked up again. Elevated strike. When May pitched in game 1 of the series, the opener of Monday's doubleheader, it was a 1-2-3-6, all strikeouts against basically this pocket, starting with Wynn. That's called a miss. Baez in that game was the leadoff hitter in the straight 9. And he hit the heck out of a ball to third base in the 7th inning. 112 off the bat. It was an excellent play by Ke'Bryan Hayes. Appeal. will now come and no go. And May had to work out of some trouble. He walked Ivan Herrera, gave up a base hit to Jordan Walker, and got a pop out from arguably their best complete hitter, Alec Burleson, to cap off a second scoreless inning. Look out. Lefty Justin Brule warms for the Cardinals. Fouled away. Baez came off the bench, pinch hit in the 6th. Saw one pitch and he singled hard to center. Later stole second. He snapped it 0 for 18 since his 3-homer in his first 3 plate appearance barrage to break into the bigs. The steal was his first in the show. Full count. Ball 4.
Feel like Luis May so far today in this game has only missed to the first base side of the plate. Everything has been out away from these hitters. There you go. Throw it in there with confidence. See that pitch right there? It's just 96 miles an hour. He throws it in there. Throw it in there at 99, at 100. With belief, conviction.
Rain has just picked up significantly. A noticeable new swath of fans leave the lower bowl. Baez took a big step on that last pitch, never truly broke. Strike 2. This version of May is a lot quicker to the plate, a lot cleaner overall. It is a rainy game. He does this year have his lone major league pickoff, something else he's added. Remember, in the worst rain the Reds have seen this year, Andrew Abbott talked about going to his breaking ball in a spot like that, wanting more finger pressure on a wet ball. Baez goes, great break, pitch is fought foul. Right-hander Ryan Stanek has joined lefty Justin Brule in the Cardinal pen. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Pitcher stole the ball. The catcher has challenged.
Is that a K-flip? Strikeout.
Before it's in the turn, batter is out. Cincinnati retains the challenge.
Second K for May. 2 down Jimmy Crooks, who is 0 for 3. 1 strikeout, 2 flies to right. Now there is inherent danger with a pickoff try in general, enhanced in these rainy conditions. Crooks just mishit a would-be homer off Chase Burns earlier in the game. Was a little early. Lefty J.J. Weatherholt is on deck, the leadoff man. Runner goes, great jump. Soft strike, easy steal of second for Baez. Struck him out.
Well, Luis May showing all kind of ability. You see the punch out on the heater and then the punch out on the slider.
Don't miss a moment the rest of the season. Reds.TV, presented by PNC. Stream the entire season in Reds territory for just $34.99. Watch games at home or on the go. Stay connected. Visit Reds.TV for details. Then a heavier rain. Lefty Justin Brule is in out of the Cardinal pen. Faces Jose Trevino. Brule took the loss in Game 2 of Monday's doubleheader. He did not get an out. And the free runner Tyler Stevenson at second base fell behind Ellie De La Cruz 3-0. He brought it full, and De La Cruz missile hit beyond third, his first career walk-off to win it for the Reds.
I think that that ball was well over 110, 116, I want to say.
Up the middle, Trevino base hit.
Look at that approach. That ball's away. There's no pulling that ball. That's an excellent approach to hitting by Jose Trevino.
And McLean has singled, doubled, scored. His double the trigger. Butt yank back, bad miss. A gift of second on a grossly wild pitch.
It looked like he totally mishandled that ball. It wasn't even close.
So McLean showed bunt on the first pitch. Corners pinch in. McLean has 5 career sacrifices, 2 this year. De La Cruz on deck. Square. Yank back, ball, 2-0.
See how aggressive the Cardinals are playing this. That was the wheel play right there. Third baseman trying to stay. Blaze Jordan trying to stay at third base. Crashing Burleson at first base. Now he hit a ground ball anywhere in the infield. That's an RBI.
Never squared on that one. Strike. McLean's got a couple of 3-hit games this year, including earlier this homestand against the Marlins when he doubled and homered. Square, drop down. Darn good. It gets away. Trevino scores. An add-on run for the Reds. It's 4-2.
Well, that's got to be a hit and an error. I mean, he put some serious English on this ball. That ball takes a left turn and starts going towards third base. And Blaze Jordan comes up. Little wet ball. That's excellently done. That little double pump right there in the speed of Matt McLean.
Hard rain comes down. You called it. Base hit E5, so no RBI. But McLean of the Reds will gladly take the run. Now a rematch, De La Cruz and Brule. Elliott base hit his last time. He's also scored. Breaking ball strike. So McLean tonight, a single at 105.5, a double at 107.5, and the bunt base hit at 23.5 miles an hour.
Lovely.
This is the hardest rain we have seen in the game. And there have been multiple wild efforts, only a handful scored wild pitches for hurlers on both sides. Emilio Pagan warms for the Reds. McLean goes. Pitch called a strike. Throw down is late. McLean safe. That's his 15th steal, only caught 3 times. Now scoring position, chance to add on. De La Cruz drives it to center. Deep track Baez. McLean tags, takes third. Productive out. Brings up Sal Stewart, who last time went deep.
Well, with the team down 2-zip, Sal Stewart down with 2 strikes, gets a fastball up. I believe what Liberatore was trying to do was get that fastball up and in. He didn't get it in, he got it up. And Sal stretched the field.
They'll intentionally walk Stewart to a chorus of boos. He is the subject of our Blue Moon bright spot. Stewart, another impactful homer. He's had 7 this year that were either 3-run jobs or grand slams. That's the most by a Red since Scooter Gennett almost a decade ago in 17.
What an impact that young man has had on this team and the league.
Now Dane Myers 0 for 3, fly out, strikeout, line out. Bond drop down. Run in, everyone's safe. He duped them all. 5-2 Reds. That's his second bunt hit against the Cardinals this year. And this one, a sneak attack.
Well, just no communication. Burleson coming in to get the ball. Brule got to communicate there. And Burleson was probably at fault there. He probably needed to go back to first base because Brule got to that ball fairly easily.
Well, what an inning for the Reds. 2 in, their lead now at 3. 0-1 to Eugenio Suarez, who has struck out 3 times. One and one. Matthew Liberatore was straight shutting the Reds down. And in the later stage of the game, they have shown some of the biggest flashes of offensive life that they've had in a bit. Some loud thunder, some soft, well-executed bunts, some up-the-middle base hits.
You know what it was? It was the Jim Day delivery.
Runners go. Nope. They decided to slam on the brakes. Yeah, the donut parfait, you think that's...
Ever since that, it's been all Reds offense.
So does that mean tomorrow he's got to bring another dessert?
Not necessarily, but well, some skyline.
Ooh, okay. I'm sold. Cheese coney all the way. way outside. Oh, Pagan's ready in the Reds pen. Reds trailed this game 2-0. They lead 5-2. Step off by Brule. Gino's on, bases loaded. Brule is feeling it. Pinch runner at first base. Ke'Bryan Hayes on to run for Suarez. And he can also take his spot defensively in the ninth inning at third base. Tyler Stevenson 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He's the latest guest on the Jim Day podcast. Latest episode dropped today. Talks about life post deadline. What's going on back home, what it was like at home leading up to and through that deadline. Also talks about the tweak he made going back to Father's Day that aligned his season. He was suffering through one of his worst starts to a big league year. And he turned it around right around the start of June. Father's Day, he said, was the day that he found the repeatable thing. Called a ball. I'm shocked you don't challenge in that spot. And if you lose it, it's bases loaded. You're down 3. Nub to third. Goes foul. It's been that kind of inning. He kind of felt like it might have hit the bag.
Yes, indeed.
Stevenson, lifetime 315 bases loaded, 3 grand slams, including 1 this year. Two. Caleb Ferguson, a Red earlier this year, now warms in the Cardinal bullpen. He was dealt at the deadline. Seemingly 11th hour to St. Louis. Has not seen the Reds since. Nowhere to put Stevenson, bases loaded, 1 out, TJ Friedl on deck. Stevenson wants time. Three-two again. Look at So now TJ Friedl, who had come on defensively, he is suffering through the longest 0 for stretch of his big league career. 0 for his last 27. Ball squirts by. Stewart started, slammed on the brakes. Jimmy Crooks able to corral it.
Looks like the catcher got crossed up there, or he didn't quite know how to catch that ball. You see how he flicks his glove just at the last moment.
Friedl has not had a hit since the All-Star break. His last knock came July the 11th against the Cubs. He had a 2-hit game that day. Rip foul. Lifetime bases loaded, 333 with a granny. Popped up. Crooks. Reds leave him loaded. A big inning, couple of runs, still a save situation. On this rainy night, the closer gets the call. Emilio Pagan is on. Join the Reds for Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesdays. Enjoy select $3 beers, $2 Bar-S hot dogs, $1 ice cream cups. Get tickets now, Reds.com/Tuesday. The faithful in the rain. Reds offense has rallied. Ke'Bryan Hayes at pinch run. He stays in defensively at third. And the man who has made an impact in many games of late, Emilio Pagan.
Yeah, the impact last time was a win in the first or the second game of Monday's doubleheader. He worked a scoreless 10th inning and got a couple punch outs.
Elevates to J.J. Weatherholt, who has 2 hits tonight, a double, a single. Pagan has had a win or a save in a career best 11 straight games. No Red has had a run like that since Aroldis Chapman in 2012. He had 16 straight appearances with a win or a save. Pagan has been able to close the door in 9 straight save opportunities. That matches the longest run of his major league career. Facing top of the order. Up and in, got him, he's on. Pagan having some issue there with mud in his spikes. Bat boy runs out of brush. Oh, look at how it's already caked on. It's been a decent amount of rain for multiple innings. And Lord knows while the team was away as well, the whole area got soaked with rain. Heck, the Reds played through the most torrential downpour since Lucas Sims said 37 straight baseballs weren't good enough 2021 against the Diamondbacks. Arizona, by the way, the Reds' next foe after they wrap up things with St. Louis tomorrow. Tying runs on deck. Strike. So that heater was dialed down a bit at 94. Hard rain returns. For the most part, over this run of wins and saves, there's been some finish on the heater for Pagan. It is a hard rain now coming at the field. A few fans down below, thin all the more. Most of those who remain under some kind of cover. One ball, 2 strikes. In the air, left field, Friedel. One down. Alec Burleson has been on a couple of times. A walk, a base hit, a run scored. Broke his bat. Knocked down by Stewart. Pagan is there to cover. Stewart hits the bag. Way to stay with it. They force out Burleson. Weatherholt up to second, 2 down.
That's a great play right there. Just fully extended Sal Stewart, not holding on the runner, but right there. And that's a double down the line, possibly a run scored.
Now Jordan Walker. Strike 1. One walk, 3 strikeouts. He's 0 for 3. Driven to right field. Gone. Number 25 for Walker. It's a 1-run game. He continues to club Cincinnati.
Sal Stewart doesn't make that play on that ball down the first base line. That's another run on the board. That's just a strong man right there, getting extended on the ball out over the plate. Down and through that high fastball. Wow.
Well, Pagan's streak of scoreless outings ends at 11 games. First time he's given up a run in nearly a month. Strike 1. It was July 21st in Seattle the last time he got tagged with a talent. Jose Fermin pinch hit and popped out in the 7th. He's 0 for 1. Ke'Bryan Hayes, no doubles at 3rd. That's ripped over 3rd. Base hit. Tying run is on. Friedel after it. Fermin into 2nd easily. A standing double. Action in the Cardinal pen. Ryan Stanek is up and closer Riley O'Brien.
Fastball, you mentioned that the velocity was not there. That fastball was just 93.5 miles an hour. Out over the plate. Jose Fermin getting himself in scoring position.
Most of the heaters for Pagan this outing have been 92 and change to 93 and change. He had been often at 96 when we've seen him since coming back. And now he's got to deal with Mason Wynn. Entering this game, only 2 active Cardinals had ever recorded a hit off Pagan. One of them is Wynn, who had a huge night yesterday. He has walked 0 for 3 today. For me, the tying run at second base, 2 outs, 9th inning. Oh and 1. On a night where grip and footing has been an issue for multiple pitchers, I don't think we've seen a split yet from Pagan. That becomes all the more dangerous with a man on base. Cutter in the dirt, spike to the backstop, a wild pitch. Fermin over to third. Now Pagan continues to clean his cleat. That was clearly an issue for him shortly after he arrived on the mound. I mean, that's what he's dealing with. Brule had a lot of trouble. He stepped off multiple times in his inning. Brock Burke seemed to lose command on a couple of pitches. No wiggle room. Up a run, but the tying run is 90 feet away. Three and 1. Both first and second open. The thunderous rookie Joshua Baez is on deck. Full count. In a hard rain. Time for Wynn. If you break out the split or even that cutter down here, your chances of getting the batter runner are likely nil if it gets by Trevino. You know Fermin would go home. You might have a chance to tag him at the plate. Three-two.
So you go challenge fastball. The challenge fastball, once again, that ball's out the zone, but it's 93 miles an hour.
That's where he's living right now.
Yep.
Payoff again. Tapper, runner breaks. Pagan, play to first. Got him! Reds win! In a hard rain on a slick field, the closer completes the throw, and the Reds take the game.
That's one of the better plays that we've seen from some of these pitchers. PFP is a thing. Pitchers fielding practice. After you throw this ball, deliver this ball, you become an infielder. He does a nice job of getting over there. No panic. Goes to the bare hand with the wet ball. Completes the play. Outstanding.
Remember, he had the nifty play down the line earlier in the homestand. Joked with Terry Francona that he could get some time at shortstop. He's showing it again. And what a big bomb for Sal Stewart. He had the major mash that aided the Reds in their rally tonight. We'll step aside. We'll have more in a bit. The series tied at 2 games apiece. The Reds take down the Cardinals.